Hey everyone, and welcome back to another Atari ST quick look video. And sorry for last week, I didn't release an ST video then because it was just a completely mental week for a number of reasons. I'm not going to go into any details, I'm not going to bore you with that, but let's just say I was very busy, did not have the time. So again, sorry. But I'm back now and we're going to have a look at a game called Rolling Thunder, which is an arcade conversion, published by US Gold in 1987, I think. It does say 86 on Atari Mania, but I'm pretty sure they released it in 87 because in 86 the arcade game was released. And sadly, it's a TRTX conversion, so yeah, I remember playing this game a great deal, and I think I liked it because I do remember myself playing it over and over again, trying to get anywhere, but I could not get anywhere. I think I got maybe to the beginning of level 2 at one point, and then I just eventually gave up because it was just impossible. And I don't quite remember why, but I'm pretty sure the reason why is TRTX, yeah. They were responsible for making some pretty bad games on the ST back in the day, and on the Amiga for that matter, and they made some good ones too, but I think the majority of the games they did weren't great. So I'm pretty sure they were involved in my somewhat less than stellar experience with this game. And it's based on a Namco arcade game with the same name, which was released in 1986 in Japan, and I've never seen it before, never got to play it back in the day. I did play it now as I was recording the video, and I've got to say it was good fun. A solid side-scrolling action game. And apparently there's also a Rolling Thunder 2, a sequel that I think was only released in the arcades, or at least it wasn't converted to the Amiga or the Atari as far as I know. Anyway, let's kickstart the Atari ST version and try to figure out why I couldn't get anywhere in it back in the day. I was quite like this title screen. I think it's from the arcade flyer, the Japanese, and well, I think it's the American as well. Used kind of similar artwork, but always quite liked it, and I think it's a digitized copy. So here we are with the kind of weird looking menu screen or whatever you want to call it, and I don't know what these guys are doing. Are they dancing? Are they trying to punch each other in the neck? Don't really know. And I do remember the game looking better than this. It just looks a bit low res. I don't know. Anyway, I've actually played through the game and did a recording just a couple of minutes ago, but for some reason my capture software just insisted on capturing the other monitor, which was completely empty, although I clicked on the left one twice to make sure, and for some reason it didn't work. Hopefully it's working this time. So let's try and start the game. And before we start, let me just say I'm recording this off an emulator because I still have not gotten my FrameMeister back. It's stuck in customs, so it's been there for about a month, so I'm going to have to try and call them tomorrow and figure out what the hell is going on. And also I still haven't gotten hold of a decent joystick at a decent price, so I'm going to have to keep playing on an emulator for now. Hopefully I can rectify that soon. So here we have the game, and I played it through quite extensively. I've reached the second stage, and oh shite, yeah, sometimes they do that. They will kneel down and fire into my crotch like that, which is annoying. Anyhow, let's see if we can maybe do this again, and honestly, trust me, I don't want to do this because I kind of remembered why I didn't get very far in the game back in the day, mostly because, Jesus, it's so slow. I mean, look at the scrolling here, it is painfully sluggish, and also the controls are not what I would call responsive, and sometimes the game will just decide, nah, I'm not gonna fire. And we're supposed to be able to jump down. As you saw, I jumped up to the second floor, and there's supposed to be a way of jumping down, because if you want to jump up to this second part here, you just press up and fire at the same time. Now you would imagine that jumping down would be pressing down and fire, but no, it doesn't work, and I can't remember really how I got this working back in the day, and I might have actually not gotten it to work, so I do remember being frustrated about that. But let's go inside this door and find some bullets, I hope. You can actually enter any door but I don't think there's anything inside unless there's like a sign outside saying get your free bullets here or something, so sadly. And we can get new arms, that is good. So let's go grab some new arms and legs and maybe... What the... Oh yeah, this is such an annoying little thing as well, you know. Some of the enemies in the arcade takes more than one hit, but they have a different sprite, so you can clearly see that you're coming up against an enemy that's going to be required to shoot twice. Not in the home conversion. No. All the enemies look the same, so you have no idea. Feels really rather cheap and annoying. So I've lost 2 lives already. That is a bit crap. But let's go grab some more bullets. And we also have a time limit to contend with, of course, because this is an arcade conversion, so we of course have to include the time limit. Yeah, I mean, if the game would have been running a little bit faster and the scrolling was a bit smoother and the controls a little bit better, then yeah, this would probably have been pretty enjoyable. And as I've said, I think I did enjoy it back in the day, but also I was pretty frustrated with it because, oh, come the fuck on, I can't even see it. Yeah, that is so cheap. And then of course you start from the beginning, because that's fun, right? I just restarted because I want more lives, so let's see if we can do this. It went very well when I played the first attempt, when oh crap, when the recording didn't work. And you can see how the controls just don't respond. I'm pressing fire there and it's like, nope, I'm not going to fire because I don't feel like it. Oh yes, tier text. I think this might be one of the first games they did on the Atari and the Amiga. And yeah, I wonder how the Amiga version is. If anyone knows, please make a comment. I think if it's as choppy as the ST version, then yeah, that would be bad. The Amiga should be perfectly capable of handling this, as well as the ST really should be able to have smoother scrolling than this and better response control-wise, because this is not good. Oh god, get up! Get up! And then I'm pressing fire there. Nothing happens. Absolutely nothing. This is really starting to... Oh, come on. And, oh yes, the game crashes. Did I mention that as well? Because I think it crashed twice as I reached the beginning of stage 2, and it just kept crashing. Is this... I don't know if this is the emulation or possibly just the game that is an absolute pile of poo, but it's... Oh man, I'm really getting fed up with this. No, don't come forward. No, get away from me. That's another annoyance. When the enemies, as you enter a doorway, the enemies will, stand outside the door and just waiting to punch you in the face as you come out. Super irritating, especially when they actually... Oh, the door saved me. Thanks door. Especially if you just you were inside the room and the enemy just decides to spawn outside through another door. That is really, really cheap. I think the arcade version kind of had a little of that too, but it felt a lot less. Jump! Why are you... It takes about 25 minutes to bloody jump. Could you jump over that crate, you lazy git? Yeah, I'm getting really annoyed. And I'm jumping there. I am jumping, you... Can you tell that I am frustrated? I am. Mostly because I have to record this crap twice. Give me a new gun. Oh, and that freaking enemy, that just... And then he punches away from me and he still hits me. And again I'm pressing fire and nothing happens. And then they just gonna jump around like a bunch of mental kangaroos, right? Just get away from me. Oh, die, please. All I ask is that you die. Come on, jump up. And that went straight through. That's great. That's amazing. Go and die, all of you. And don't come back. And again, there's one of these freaking enemies that keep getting back up. It's so annoying. Why couldn't they have just, just change the color of the bloody... Oh, shit. The sprite just a tiny bit. Would that be so hard? It's not like they've got a ton of sprites there, is it? I think the sprite work in this game is absolutely minimal. Doesn't take up much memory. Fire, please! Why are you not firing? Oh, God. Weirdly enough, on the first attempt, you know, when at the failed recording, everything went pretty decently well. I think it's the fact that I'm getting pretty frustrated with this, and I'm not really enjoying the game. I mean, look at that. There's 3 of them, and they all get back up. What the actual... I can really see why I got very frustrated with this game back in the day. And I can still see also kind of why I played it, because it does have, you know, fun aspect. It's kind of fun to play. You kind of want to move on and see what happens on the later levels. But the controls are atrocious. The scrolling is so sluggish. And the game is just so cheap at times that it's just... and look at that guy. He's just getting back up. And the... Oh, could you... I'm pressing fire and jump at the same time. And the game just like, nah. I'm not going to let you jump up to the second layer, Chef. Of course not. That would make the game too easy. And there's not enough time to jump there. I press up as he fires, and it takes about 25 years for the game to respond. Unbelievable. It crashed again. I don't know why I didn't do this more. I mean, it didn't... On the first attempt, it only crashed at the beginning of stage 2, but now it keeps crashing all over the place. Alright, we're getting nearer the end here. Oh, well, the middle, I should... Please, 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 fire. Why is he not firing? The music is kinda nice. Parts of it, at least. Quite like it. The graphics are... I mean, the arcade game isn't maybe amazing looking either. It looks okay, but... And this looks okay-ish too, I guess? At least the sprites are decently... Nicely done! Get up! Get... Oh, God. Alright. Let's try again. The fun never stops in Rolling Thunder. I do remember getting this far back in the day, and I think I got maybe even a little bit further. Maybe even got to Glimpse level 2. And then maybe the game crashed on me, or maybe I just got completely annihilated by these guys. I don't really remember, to be honest. Or maybe I just got fed up with being cheesed. I don't know. And if anyone's wondering what this is, what the kind of things I'm jumping in here, it's tires, I believe. At least that's how it looks on the arcade. So you can hide in these as well as the enemies can, which is a bit frustrating, really. And we have a time limit as well, if you have noticed that already. I think I've probably mentioned that, but of course I don't remember if I mentioned this in this recording session or the last one, which never made it. You know, the recording failed. Yes, I believe I mentioned that already. And oh God, please don't murder me. It would be very, very much nice of you. I would very much appreciate it. I think we have reached the end of stage 1. Thank God, finally. Yes, player 1 area complete. That's very nice. Let's just save here. A snapshot. Okay, let's see if we can have the game crash again. That would be interesting, I suppose. But before we do that, let's grab some more arms. Can we jump this gap? Nope, we can't, because you keep falling through the platforms, which is also a little bit annoying. More bullets. Great. If you could please jump, thank you. What are you doing? Oh, the enemies have problems too. They can't figure out the controls either. That's actually pretty fair, if I may say so. And this is kind of the critical area where the game crashed at least twice last time. So let's see if it's working any better now. Get up! And he just stands there. He just frickin' stands there. And of course I have to start at the beginning again because that's more fun, possibly. And of course the game crashes again. What an absolute pile of crap. Now, I don't actually remember if the game crashed back in the day. Yeah, it could have done it. It's entirely possible. This could be the reason why I never really got anywhere. Otherwise, the game has certain qualities that makes me want to keep playing, so it's not just all bad. It's kind of fun, but the absolute horrifically slow scrolling and the very, very finicky controls really destroys it. And again, I wonder about the Amiga version, if it was as bad as the ST version. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because very often they would just kind of port the thing over to the Amiga, and if it was bad on the ST, it would get, yeah, relatively speaking, even worse on the Amiga. So let's just end it here, but before we end it, let's have a look at a couple of reviews. And before we do that, I would just like to ask you guys, do you want me to keep the reviews in the videos? Because it seems like most of my viewers don't really get this far in the video anyway, so maybe there's not really much point in having them. Just make a comment and let me know. I might just remove them and maybe make slightly shorter videos, or maybe just have more gameplay in here. I don't know, just give me your feedback and thoughts. That would be amazing. Comment section below, you know. Anyways, let's have a look at a couple of reviews. ST Action wasn't too enthusiastic about the game and they gave it 55%, and they write, Rolling Thunder is not an outstanding game. Orally and visually, the game is pleasant enough. The gameplay too is of an adequate standard. The game's fault lies in its rather mundane concept. Apart from leaping about the screen popping off the odd thug, there seems to be little else involved. Personally, I think the game is rather easy and I really enjoyed it. Well, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna call it easy, but maybe I just sucked at it back in the day, that's why I couldn't get anywhere, or maybe it was just the fact that the game crashed on me too. I don't really remember. And it's also interesting to note that they don't mention anything about the horrifically sluggish scrolling and also the pretty damn unresponsive controls. Atari ST user was as usually a bit more enthusiastic and they gave it an overall of 7. And they write, Rolling Thunder is an exciting arcade adventure in which you take on the role of a secret agent, attempting to penetrate enemy headquarters. The place is crawling with enemy agents and the game runs at quite a hectic pace. Well, I wouldn't call it a hectic pace, more like a hectic crawl, maybe? I didn't get too far into it, but it kept me coming back for more, and that was kind of true. I did the same. I felt the same about it. I did keep coming back to it and trying to get any further into the game, but yeah, it didn't quite work. So not a terrible game, really, kind of okay. I just wish they would have made it a little bit faster and kind of fixed the scrolling. That would have made it a lot more playable. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this short video, and also please leave a comment and tell me if you want to include the reviews, or if I should just dump them and maybe have more gameplay, or just overall maybe a shorter video. So thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, see you in the next one, cheers!